You're still watching the news. Let's go to other stories. Of former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Secondus, has urged President Bola Tinubu to act as true statesman in his intervention in the political crisis in Rivers State. Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, after a truce meeting with President Tinubu on December 18, agreed to an 8-point resolution. Now, the resolution, amongst others, mandated Fubara to re-present the 2024 appropriation bill that he had earlier presented to 4 members of the State House of Assembly to the full House. Secondus, however, in a Christmas message on Sunday signed by his media aide, Ike Adoyin, noted that Tinubu's intervention must not violate the tenets of the Constitution. To further discuss this political situation, we're joined by Elvis Akpobi, who's Executive Director of Not Too Young to Run or to Lead initiative. But Elvis, I'm sure you can forgive that slip of tongue there, understandably. Elvis, good afternoon to you and welcome. Compliments of the season.
Compliments of the season.
All right, all right.
And good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Looking at the various political activities in Nigeria this year, particularly you talk about the general elections, for you, what has been the high point?
For me, I'm disappointed because in same as for me, the Constitution is our DNA. It's what tells us what to do. Like I've always said, we pray for Nigeria to become better. Since I've been a toddler, it doesn't take time for God to answer prayers. Every church used to they pray for better Nigeria, but we don't follow the DNA, which is the protocol of our nation today. You see people get away with crime. You see people get away with litigation. You see our judiciary system becoming pay as you go. But I was discussing with a lawyer some days ago. I was like, our problem today is the judiciary system to an extent. It used to be the hope for the common man, but it's now the hope for those who have big pockets. How do we work around it? And he told me that independence. I don't want to digress. Like I've always said, for Nigeria to get better, it will require Nigerians who will put Nigeria first before their personal interest. In this climb, at this point, there's a directive to tell a governor, a sitting governor, who has already projected budget, to represent the budget. There's a place in the Constitution, that the Electoral Act, that says once you jump ship, that seat becomes vacant. It became an agreement again that let's maintain status quo, those seats should not be vacant. I asked myself, what's the president and the presidency telling us? That they don't want to obey the rule of law, number one? That it's not a banana republic where you just sit down and I don't know, but for me, I think I want to be very careful with my words, but I'm disappointed. This is not the Nigeria I hope to, I wish to see, I'm looking forward to see. This is not the Nigeria I want to leave behind for my people. Because nature will always play its course. In November, I was in Canada and I was privileged to see a system that works. And like I always say, people make up system. System makes up a nation. Our systems are not working because our people are infused with corruption. Religion has taken over the whole thing. Nepotism on the rise. And let's not forget there's lack, which has increased the curve of crime. You see that this person is a petroleum engineer. There's an opening for a job for that person. Just because the person does not have the right surname, you see someone that reads CROS getting that job.
So Elvis,
that's Nigeria.
So having said this, what lessons are there to be learned, from the political scene in Nigeria this year?
One is, the young people, they're my primary constituency from that. I'm no longer a youth, I'm a young person. But, if we say the better picture for Nigeria, we the young people need to sit down, bury the assets, make a decision irrespective of religion, irrespective of social strata, irrespective of our ethnic nationalities. And our numbers overwhelm the numbers of the people causing us problems today. We need to sit back and decide our future. Because should we continue this trajectory, Nigeria is going to extinction. Abnormality is becoming a norm in Nigeria, and it's not good.
All right, Elvis, how significant is the role that the judiciary, quite controversial, stories throughout the year, but how significant is the role that they have played in Nigeria's politics this year? Do you see it as being out of place, or do you see the judiciary as being in order?
No, the judiciary, for me, if our problems, in a scale of 1 to 10, the judiciary have cost us about 6. I'll put them 6. They've caused us lots of problems. You see, tomorrow you see court injunctions, you see this. It's only in Nigeria you see someone who is meant to be sent. In the course of this program, I see EFCC release someone, EFCC discover 30-something billion, but you find out that these persons, they are not, you don't see the people being jailed, you don't see them being, there's something written that once you steal money, what goes after it? You see them get away with it. And you see the common man, I'm not encouraging stealing, who's so far getting double justice. So for me, it's becoming a culture of loot and reloot. The EFCC goes back, it gets to loot again. In Nigeria, you find out that the head EFCC, they are charging the penalty. You find out that EFCC is probing the head of EFCC again. And for me, these are not inspiring stories. And that's why you see people escaping Nigeria daily. Before you wake up one day, you find out that there won't be anybody in Nigeria again. Because there's hardship. Check this stereotype period, you see people can barely feed. The naira have devalued. Air ticket increases for the premium class people, not even we don't have middle class. So for me, I will gravitate towards something. I'm not let's give the president on time, but he needs to know that we contacted him governance with votes since it has been gone through all the judicial process, and he is the substantive president at the moment. But he should know that he signed an oath to protect lives and properties of Nigerians and give us an enabling environment, and not increase the gap of inequality, and not instill hardship in Nigeria. He must consider Nigerians when making his policies.
All right. Let's look at, Elvis, the role of the Independent Electoral Commission. Do you think he could have done better in the various elections, conducted this year? What does it need to do better? We hear elections are scheduled for February 2024. What should it do differently?
Elections should not be transactional. Lately, elections are becoming transactions because Nigerians have given up on our electoral umpire today. I was a privileged electoral observer in the just concluded Liberia elections, and what led to the runoff that made them just a back with wonder election. If we were to be in Nigeria, we will not have that runoff. A winner will be declared. That's an electoral umpire who knows that they owe the people transparency and equity, and not their personal interest. That is what we want to say in Nigeria. I'm glad I was on the same committee with the likes of the former president of Nigeria, Jonathan, and one of our electoral umpire then Professor Jaga. They saw what happened, and I think that should be replicated back in Nigeria. And not this transaction we'll keep having in Nigeria, and we'll call it election. It's not good.
All right. Elvis Akpobi of Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, we want to thank you so much for your time. We look forward to a better 2024 as far as the political scene in Nigeria is concerned. But thank you very much for your time. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for always having me.